You're listening to 91.7 KPSU, Goodwill, Oklahoma. Ty Fly and the Doug Buck Show with Daddy Dave, the entire cast up here today. I think we finally got our talk schedule right. Let's go to the game of the night last night, where nobody could actually go to sleep because the game just kept going and it kept getting exciting.
Dude, the dance show was not that good.
K-State versus Xavier.
This is a rematch. Remember what happened?
Well, and K-State won by 20 the first time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the difference this time, Xavier's big man established himself this time.
You know, I think me and David has the same views. I think that this tournament is fixed for K-State to win it all. I really feel that way. And, you know, David brought up, you know, some of the reffing calls in the BYU game was,
it was horrid.
Was bad. The calls in this game went kind of both ways. But, I mean, it was Xavier's to lose. Or it was K-State's to lose. Nobody told Xavier that they were going to lose this game. And that's the only reason why it went so long. But I really feel like, you know, since nothing was said about the officiating in the BYU K-State game, that I think everybody, all the way from the head executives at NCAA to the bottom of the dumpster in, you know, K-State's water boy, I think everyone knows that the tournament's kind of fixed for K-State to win it.
But
and that makes me mad because, you know, K-State's not the best team in the nation.
K-State's probably the most physical team in the nation.
I still gotta disagree with you.
They got out physical last night.
I gotta disagree too because
they shoot the most foul shots.
But West Virginia, you know, played very physical, and I don't know if you saw the Deshaun Butler fall, where he goes flying up and lands on the back of his head,
and
gets up and shoots free throws.
But there was also a no call on him too.
I mean,
when he did that.
And see, I don't. K-State is not all that aggressive. They're just. I mean, they got out physical last night in that game. You know, now they pushed BYU all over the floor.
But BYU's a little small.
Well, BYU's small, and they're not. You know, they play the West Coast style of basketball. You know, it's not physical. It's just more of an up and down speed game. But no, K-State is not the most aggressive team out there. They weren't the most aggressive team in the game last night. They just had the hottest shooter, and I tell you what, fixed or not, Pullen is a stud.
Back-to-back, big night.
Absolute
Clemente
stud.
is a stud too.
You know,
I mean, that's a two-player team.
You know, and I think Kansas State is very quickly proving that, you know, they're not going to be Kansas's little stepchild much longer.
But they're going to lose a lot pretty soon.
But Kansas is losing a lot.
Right. But also, I mean, if Kansas State can keep this sustained, you know, they're going to start out recruiting Kansas.
And Coach Martin's not going anywhere. He's a recruiting specialist.
I like Coach Martin. He speaks his opinion to the players, and he's probably the greatest.
I like his halftime speech.
He's probably the greatest motivators of all time. I mean,
I don't know about that.
Did you see the halftime speech?
I did not.
It was awesome. He went in there. He says, "Stop playing selfish basketball. This is not how we're supposed to play. Now let's get it done." And that was it. That's literally what he said. Everyone's like, "You got to watch this speech. You got to watch this speech." And I was like, that was it. That's all he had to say. I was like, wow.
But
But see, that's the sign of a well-coached team.
But he's not like a conventional coach. He speaks his opinion to his players.
Right.
He yells at them.
Yeah, I mean,
and you saw the foul or not the foul, but the timeout that was taken, and they still had the possession arrow, and Coach Martin made sure that player knew that he did something wrong.
Right.
That's why he's probably the greatest motivator.
You know, I think he got. I know he got the Big 12 Coach of the Year, but I think he got it deservedly so. I think he is the best coach in the Big 12.
That's tough because you're dealing with Bill Self too.
Bill Self,
I know,
he's a great recruiter.
But the thing is, Bill Self has the university's name to do his recruiting for him. That's why Kentucky will always have good recruiting classes.
No matter
because
who
they're Kentucky. North Carolina will always have good recruiting classes, regardless of who the coach is, because it's North Carolina. You know, North Carolina had a down year this year, but they were all freshmen. It was like the Fab Five all over again.
But
You know-
the Fab Five can't do that well when these days because there's a lot more talent.
Right, exactly.
Going back to Kentucky, I do think that Kentucky went up a level just because of the coach that they brought in.
They probably.
I mean,
went
their
from-
recruiting class doubled in quality as soon as they signed Coach Calipari. Is that right? Calipari.
They got two of the greatest.
Calipari's a fish.
I mean, they got.
I knew it was something like that.
They had two best freshmen, DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall.
And here's the thing.
And they're not going to be playing next year. That's obvious. They're going NBA.
I'm not sure.
Well, my
I'm not
question
so
about
sure
you
about that.
and about the NBA rule, you have
should
to
be
go to college for a year. I mean, if that rule wasn't existing, would John Wall and Cousins be in the NBA right now
No.
and not at Kentucky?
They
I
wouldn't
think
be
that
ready.
they would have went.
I don't think John Wall would. He's not big enough.
I don't think John Wall would have been any kind. He would have been no named.
John Wall needs to develop his skills in college.
Right. I think he would have been. I think he would have been Brandon Jennings. Immediate impact, but once people figure out how to play him, done.
I say the exact opposite. I don't think he would have been an immediate impact at all, and
Well,
then he
because,
would spent the rest of his life in the D League.
well, who's the other one that I'm thinking of? Hashim Thabit.
Oh yeah,
Except Thabit went to 4 years of college.
Yeah.
But no, I think I think because of his speed, he would have had an immediate impact. I don't think he would have had the amount of impact that Brandon Jennings had, but I think he would have had some immediate
Just
impact.
like Chris Paul did soon together.
Yeah,
But not
Chris,
as
yeah,
much.
but Chris Paul, you're talking one of the best point guards in the league. I don't think anyone has any delusions of John Wall being that level. Even now, he's a good college point guard. But and all year long they've been saying, "Well, he's the freshman of the year. He's the freshman of the year." Now they're saying he's not even the freshman of the year on his own team.
Mm-hmm.
DeMarcus Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins is so much more well-rounded, top to bottom. John Wall is clutch, and that's what he has going for him. He's clutch. He's one that he's a Kobe Bryant type in that you can give him the ball with 2 seconds left and trust that he's going to make the shot.
He hasn't let him down.
No, he hasn't. He has won them a number of games. I'm sorry, Ty keeps trying to jump in here. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Man, we take a long time talking about one basketball game.
And Kansas losing this year, I figure. Hey,
I just got cut off by Doug. Is this a weird day or what?
like when Kansas lost, I'm not really surprised that much anymore because ever since Ward Williams was the coach at Kansas, they started to choke early in the tournament.
Except for that championship game against Memphis,
Yeah,
that was an easy game to choke, and they didn't.
but
I mean,
before that, how many times they lost to?
Bucknell in the first round.
Yeah, that's when they started.
Yeah, but you're talking about completely different personnel. Did I cut you off
No.
again? I'm being told that it's time.
Not quite. It's getting there.
But yeah, no. You just shut up.
Okay.
It's my turn to talk. No, but no. I hate comparing teams from 15 years apart. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Different personnel completely.
Different basketball styles.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. Different.
I mean, 15 years
it's a
ago they
different
shot the three-pointers all day long. Now it's about getting to the rim and dunking it.
Right. Yeah. It's a different game.
Now let's spend our last minute on Butler and Syracuse with the Big Least, not the Big East.
Right.
One team left and going to the Elite Eight from the Big East, which was supposed to be the most overrated conference.
I think somebody actually said that on their Saturday show.
Exactly. What about Butler?
Syracuse just played. They were like too cocky. They were like, "Oh, this would be an easy win."
I think Butler has so much motivation right now, it's not even funny. Because if Butler can win this next game, they go home for the Final Four.
And
face who on the other side?
Right.
Ohio State?
Right, who they could beat, and I think they already have beaten once this year, if I remember correctly.
I think that was part of their streak, the 23.
They're 23 in a row now.
Yeah. I mean, or that, or it's Northern Iowa, Tennessee. I mean,
Right.
Michigan State. That's who they got on the other side. I mean, it's
Yeah.
easy road to the championship, and Butler in the championship. Well, we're at that 10-minute mark, and we will go to Doug's theme song. I know he loves it, so here we go.